Right, so, yeah, I'll tell you a couple actually. The first one, I was just in the hospital with pneumonia. I had to get checked in on Friday, and I was able to check out already on Tuesday, and God's so faithful. Like, my cough and stuff is already, like, gone. I feel like the best I've felt in, like, I'd say months. It's just amazing how awesome the Lord is, and, like, you know, it's just cool too, even walking out of there, like, I don't know how many of you know my testimony, but 3 years ago, God healed me from cystic fibrosis. And it's this disease you have that affects your lungs, your digestive, like you're born with it, and the doctors say it's like there's no cure for it. But anything's possible with God. And it's just been amazing since then. I went back to my CF docs where I was at on Friday. It was pretty funny walking in there because they're like, so, like, do you do any best treatments or anything anymore? And I'm like, well, actually, God healed me 3 years ago from cystic fibrosis. And they're just like, what? What? Yeah, it's just cool, you know. It's like through all trials and tribulations, like we talked about in James, like I just had such peace walking out of there. Like I struggled for a while, like, man, should I be just standing on His Word? Should I, like, ask the Lord? Like, that's just so awesome because it can be so real with the Lord. Like I was telling Him, like, I'm sick of coughing, Lord. Like, what's going on? Do I just stand and this and that? And it's like anybody can get pneumonia, you know. Not just people who have CF. So like walking out there, I just had so much peace, and even in the hospital, it's like I just had this peace. Like I just knew God was with me because through all the trials and tribulations, like, man, I just got to witness to the nurses, the doctors, and pray for some other people in the hospital while you're there. It's like you can take each moment and what you're in and use it for God's glory, no matter what it looks like. So I mean, it's just being in that place of, all right, Lord, what do you even want to do in the hospital while I'm in this bed? It's like, I trust you, and I know I'm going to get better, but it's like, what do you want me to do while I'm here? Who can I touch? Who can I love? You know? So just, like, it's just growing and learning in that spot of how much, like, even in those situations where it's like, oh, Lord, what's going on? It's like, okay, Lord, I know you got me. I know I'm not going anywhere. And like, so who do you want me to touch you? Who do you want me to just love that needs your love? And I mean, there was a few people there. There's this one guy, but it's cool. Actually, 3 weeks ago, I have a cardio, like a heart and lung class we're talking about. And 3 weeks ago on a Friday, and no one's ever in class on Fridays now, just because it's getting towards the end of the try. But we had a quiz that Friday. And he walked in, I had no idea what we were going to talk about that day. And he goes, yeah, today we're going to be talking about cystic fibrosis. And I just started smiling, and he turns around and he's like, do any of you guys know anyone who has that? And I'm just sitting there, and I look at my buddy Chad across the room, and we're just kind of like smiling. And this one girl, and I've been able to tell my testimony to a couple of people in my class, and it's cool because we have a secular group, like an atheist group on campus, and like some of the main people are in my trimester with me. Like I've talked to them before and stuff and told my testimony. But this one girl I haven't even told before, she actually raised her hand and goes, yeah, Seth actually has cystic fibrosis. And he turns to me and goes, you have cystic fibrosis? And I'm like, well, I used to. And he's like, because he's the teacher and he knows all about this, you know, and he's like, well, do you want to talk about it? And I was like, well, do you want me to talk about it? I can talk about it now, or I can do it at the end. I was like, how many of you know about cystic fibrosis? And he's like, no one really raised their hand, so I let him go through a demonstration, like talk about what CF was all about and how it affects your lungs. And like one slide said, you know, there's no cure for this. You know, the life expectancy is like 35, and like he's going through all the best therapy and treatments and stuff you have to do. And at the end he goes, okay, Seth, do you want to talk about happened or whatever? And I was like, yeah, sure. So he hands me the microphone. I just could, like, only God could set that up where everyone's in class. My whole tribe's there at 9 o'clock on a Friday morning. Everyone's there, we're talking about this. And he just gives you the mic. And I just told him, you know, I was like, man, God just, I don't have cystic fibrosis anymore. 3 years ago, God healed me and went into it. And just, I just started, like, stuff just started coming out, you know, and just kept talking. I was like, Jesus loves you guys so much. It's like, it's so real. It's unbelievable. And most of the stuff you probably heard about God isn't even true. And I'm like, if you want to talk to me, don't come talk to me about religion. Because I was like, I can't stand religion. But if you want to talk about a relationship in Jesus, I was like, that's what it's all about. You know, and just got to, like, share my testimony and this and that. It's just, it's amazing what God does, you know. It's so, just glory. It's just, he's so good. And so that's just kind of a couple of testimonies I've had. But man, it's been amazing, so praise God.